Hello, everyone. This is Catherine of Twin Flame Mystique 1111. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining me on this podcast. Now, I'm going to be doing podcasts a little differently than what maybe most of y'all are used to. I can't. I'm not going to sit and do something scripted. This is going to be, real life. Okay. It is Sunday today, and today is our self care Sunday for Tanya and I, meaning that, we're cleaning up the bedroom, we're putting away the laundry, we're cleaning up the kitchen. We have our three dogs with us. They're right here on their designated area at the foot of the bed. They know where to go. For those of y'all that are pet owners, you know what I mean. It's like, no, you have your area there. You do what you're going to do there. But, we're doing what we're doing over here on this side. So that's going to be the noise that you're going to hear in the background, and hopefully it isn't too distracting and disturbing to you. But the reason why, I'm doing this podcast like this is because, look, this is real life. Something that's scripted, um, you know, it doesn't have that real feel. You know what I mean? Because being human and having your self care like this is having a, just loving yourself and having some gratitude and respect for your surroundings. You don't want to be living like a pig. Okay, look, I'm real, and you don't want to be living like a pig. And I'm going to say, not because I'm being judgmental, but it does have an energy to it. It has a frequency to it, right? And that frequency is coming from you. So what kind of frequency do you want to emit? I'm just saying, because it does spill over into your entire life. It spills over your entire life, If your vehicle's a mess, okay, that's a reflection on your inside. All right. If your walk-in closet is spilling over, then there's some things that you got to cut out, give away, or what have you. Right? Clean out, organize. All right. If you can organize your surroundings, then, and have them clean, right? Everything in its place, then doesn't that make life easier for you? Right? So that's the energy that is that's a kind of energy that is the energy of success, right? Because then you're not spending half your time wondering where something is. I know I put it somewhere. No, you know where it's at exactly, right? And again, that's the direction that you want in your life, right? It's easier for you to be able to function energetically, right? If you can't be comfortable in your own home, then what? Then what? Oh, honey, then you got a lot of work to do. So now in our self-care Sunday here, trying to clean up our weekend mess and get everything organized and clean and ready to go for the working week and for the school week. We have daughters that one is in college and one is in high school, and y'all know how that is. If you have kids, you have older kids, or I don't want to call them kids. They're young adults, but I'm a mama, so to me they're always going to be my babies, right? So, all right. Here's the message. Here's the message from Spirit today. And this message is coming from the things that, the things that Spirit has put in our path, Tanya and I's path to listen to, right? Or to watch. Do y'all work like we do? What we do is like, we wake up in the morning and, on the weekend, not during the weeks. During the week, yeah, we have that work week schedule. But, on the weekends, let's wake up and we have our coffee and turn on the TV, or let's see what Spirit, what message that Spirit wants us to focus on this weekend as we're doing our our, self-care Saturday and Sunday, right? What is it that we're needing to work on? And this weekend, the message that's been given to us loud and clear from Spirit has been that we've struggled with meeting a particular expectation, right, that we have of ourselves, that we have of our, of our home business, and of our podcasts and whatever, all of that, whatever that means, whatever it is, right, that we call, that we say is part of our home business, is our life path. It is our life purpose. It is our life path. It is our passion, right? But sometimes we can feel a little stagnant. Y'all know what I mean. I know y'all know what I mean. Because what I am going to be talking about whenever we talk about, things on our podcasts or on our videos, or whatever meditation or affirmation or whatever channeling that we do, right, that you see come up on our YouTube channel or that we post on Instagram or wherever, is a collective message. Remember that. Remember that, because that's what we're about. We're about y'all. We're all about the collective message, which is, being the bridge for it's who we are, being a bridge for a consciousness evolution. All right. So once you're in your path and your purpose, then you know that everything that you do is in purpose and not just for you, but it sends a message out for every other, for all the light workers out there, for everyone that is in, the situations that we are in, maybe different situation, but different story, but same meaning, same purpose, all trying to get you to the same place, right? So, feeling a little stuck and moving forward, right? And having questions about what, our successes are, or what our successes have been, and how we did the things that were successful, right? And we try and do that again, and then, it's not happening. So, for one, the lesson there is that not everything is the same. Everything is in purpose. So that, in the past, whatever was successful because we did it this way. Okay, well now the path is a little different. So what worked then may not work now, right? In short. So that is where you've got to open yourself up to Spirit, right? And feel it with your gut, feel it with your intuition, call in your guides for those of you that are very in tune to being able to feel and hear the message, or hear, how Spirit, your higher self, and, your spiritual entourage, I like to call them, how they are bringing the message across to you, right? Things are different. Things are moving fast. So it's going to call for a different approach. Okay? And here's the struggle with the approach now, is that, first of all, fear. You can't be in fear of who you are, or bringing your message across. What is that? Spirit didn't bring you all this way, to be enlightened, to be awakened, to know your life purpose, and to rearrange your entire life and let people go, and let people, jobs go, and move to different places and what have you, or change your entire life around, just to say, it's not working out. you know. No. Once you awaken, you are a constant evolution, right? Because things are always changing. So, as you move forward, right, and try to make things work, okay, or see, okay, how do I do this now, right? This is the purpose. Okay, this is the purpose of the message right here. I'm going to tell you. But spirit with me, anytime that I'm trying to bring across a point, you know, or a message, spirit will always go around the block just across the street. I'm sure there's many of y'all out there already know what I mean. So, the message is that it's time to, you got to put yourself first. You've got to put yourself first. This was a repetitive message, right? What was that video, Tanya? What was it that you were telling me that you were just telling me a story right now?
Oh, about the, yeah, it was like a, metaphorically speaking, about whenever you go on an airplane trip and they're giving you the instructions and you're having to put the oxygen mask on your children first. I'm sorry, put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then help your children because you can't help them if you're unconscious from lack of oxygen.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And let me tell you, I came from many, many years of people pleasing, right? Putting everyone first because I've always been a nurturer, right? But to my own detriment at times. You've got to take care of you first. Like the message that Tanya gave. That's the message the Spirit brought us. That's what has us stuck in our fears, is that we've got to take care of ourselves first so that we, look, light workers, we will go through stuff, so many different things, right? We will experience so much stuff. It's like, who goes through all of these things, right? Well, the light worker does. Why? Because as the light worker emerges, so is the spiritual guide, the spiritual teacher, the life coach that emerges within you. When you wake up, when you enlighten, you become the light worker. You've graduated. Congratulations. Now it's time to show the world, right? So and give the message. It's time to do that. It's time to stop the babysitting gig. It's over. You're not in high school anymore. You're not in college anymore. You're not in school anymore. You know better now. Huh?
Just Earth School.
Just Earth School. Yeah. Earth School. Right. And you're the guide now. So it's babysitting gig's over. Now it's time to, let the chicks fly out of the nest on their own. It's time. It's time. And you're there, of course, to offer guidance and all, but you can't learn the lessons for them. It's time for them to wake up and know where they came from and why. Know why they're going through these lessons. You're the guide. You're the guide. And as you're the guide, you can't be tangled up with them anymore like that. That's the hard part. Right? Because we want to be right there in the middle. We want to be right there with the chickens. Right? That was a wonderful analogy that came through one time during a channeling. Tanya and I, we were out in the patio like we love to do, and she feeds the birds, and we like to see them, and they'll come up, and they're there squawking and all, and Spirit came through in a channeling and said, it's time to no longer be like the chickens. Either you're going to guide, be that spiritual advisor, right? Still going through things, right? But those, but the effects of whatever is happening to you, the time that it is affecting you becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. You're able to know right away that you're going through something for a reason. And whenever it's not resonating with you, it's because, okay, I'm needing to go through something. Being the spiritual advisor and teacher that I am needing to go through this, right, to know how to heal it, rectify it, and move forward from it, right, so that I can teach it. That is the big message. That is why it's time to take care of yourself. If you can't breathe, right, during that plane crash story, if you can't breathe and put the oxygen on for yourself, then you're no good to anybody else. You're no good. You give them all your oxygen and then you're no good. Then your energy is all depleted, right? You know what I mean, empaths. Then your energy is depleted and then you don't want to do anything. And then guess what? Then you get into that rut. You get into that energy, right? And then guess what? Then it's the law of attraction. Then you start manifesting to yourself all sorts of crap that wasn't even yours to begin with. So, because the law of manifestation is always happening. It's always happening, 24/7, never sleeps. Never sleeps. It's always responding. So, that's another thing too. You've always got to be aware of your actions and your actions and your reactions. Everything is an action or a reaction to whatever you did just now or whatever you're contemplating to do in the future. That also will start affecting you. That will start affecting you too. Your thoughts are energy. Your words carry energy. Your actions carry energy. Everything is a frequency, is a vibration. Everything. So, mindfulness. Mind your thoughts. Mind your words. Mind your action, because you are creating with it. You're creating it. You are a master manifester in your world. So, it's time to end the babysitting gig. It's over. You're done being the babysitter. They're old enough. It's time for you to let them go and see what they can do. And if they have questions, they need some help, and there you are. You can offer the advice, offer the guidance, right? Give the message. And then from there, and then you let it go. You give the message and then you let it go, and then you move on to the next message. It is not up to you to decide if the message is hitting them, if they're getting it, if they're living it, if they're, whatever. It is not up to you. Why? Because we're here all individually in our own living our own part, okay, of this human experience. Coming together as a whole through it, though. But how do you want to come together, right? Right? Think of the chicken. And think of the egg. You know, how do you want to, once the egg is cracked, it's cracked. There's no putting it back together again. You move forward. You've got to always move forward. If you're stagnant, right, then you're creating a world of discontent. You're creating, you're manifesting whatever stagnicity looks like in your life. You're manifesting it. Nobody else is doing it to you, right? You're doing that. You get me? You're doing that. Now, I'm not talking about, when horrific events are happening in your life. Okay? Those are things that you chose to experience in this lifetime for the enlightenment of your soul. We live a lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, right? Until you can enlighten, graduate, and be done with your soul's purpose. And we never know when that is. So that's why you got to always, be on your toes. Be on your toes. Know that someone is always watching and learning and receiving. Always. You'd be mindful. The music that you listen to carries a vibration. It's either negative or positive. And that frequency, that vibration reverberates in your surroundings. Know that too, right? Know that too. So, it's time. It's time. I'm speaking to the light workers out there, the spiritual guides, the counselors, the advisors, the life coaches. You're feeling a little stuck. This is why. It is not up to you to hound someone on, I gave you this advice. What are you doing about it? Why aren't you doing it? It's supposed to look like this. Why isn't it like this? Then you're doing something wrong. Oh my goodness, all of that is so 3D, is so beyond you. It's beyond you. Okay? That's being judgmental. That's being look, it's about you receiving the message from Spirit, giving the message. And that's it. And that's it. It's not up to you to live that message for someone else. It's not up to you to live their lessons for them. Because if you do, then they'll never learn for themselves, right? Never learn for themselves. You have to be that change you want to see in the world, right? You have to be that. You've got to lead by example, right? That's your purpose. Live in a evolved state of consciousness, an evolving state of consciousness always. Always. And then you begin to experience, your heaven on earth. You get to experience the successes of it. You get to feel good about knowing your purpose. And then the fear dissipates. It does. Then you realize that, wow, Fear really is a social conditioning to keep me from being who I truly am. Really? That's all you got? Okay, done. Why? Because others, the fear tactics don't define who you are. You came here to awaken, to help out humanity, to give the message from Spirit through you, through your level of consciousness, right? For others that are at your level of consciousness to be able to, get it, because we don't all get things, right, the same way. Some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts, We all get the message in our own way. That's why there's so many of us experiencing so many different things in so many different ways. So, all right, well, I'll leave it there. And hopefully y'all are having a fantastic self-care Sunday also. And can move forward and out of fear and out of all of those words, right? Because that's what they are, words. And get into yourself, your true self. What do you want? Then be it. You've got to be it. Where else is that energy going to come from, right? Especially if we're all acting and reacting from something. So if you're stuck and something isn't coming or working out the way you're wanting it, then get out of your head, because you're the one creating that. You're the one creating the stagnicity, right? When you begin to enlighten and awaken, you're no longer a part of the 3D perception, the 3D perceptions. In other words, you're no longer a part of the rules that they've placed on themselves to out of the fear of knowing that you are it. You are God. You are spirit. You are light. You are this universe. You are your surroundings. You are your life. So what you going to do with it? How do you want it? How do you want to experience it? How do you want it to look? How do you want it to feel? How do you want it to be? It's up to you. Just like the advisor, the spiritual teacher, the leader, they just give the message, right? It's not up to them to decide how the person that receives it, how they're going to use it in their life. Same difference. It's the same difference with yourself. So get out there and be the best version of yourself, and then you will experience your best life. You'll experience that. Okay? Just remember, stresses are self-imposed. They're self-imposed. Especially being the awakened one and being the teacher and being the spiritual advisor, being the counselor, whatever you call yourself, whatever you feel that you are, you are. Okay? So, have a fantastic self-care Sunday. Get your life together. Clean up your mess. Figuratively, literally, clean up your mess so that you can move forward. Okay? So that you can move forward. And your life is your business, not someone else's. Remember that. Okay? Most importantly. So, all right. Y'all have a great day, great evening, wherever y'all are at. And I will be talking to you again soon, honey. Again, this is Catherine and Tanya of TwinFlameMystique1111.com.